All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have it here, ladies and gentlemen. We have your new Super Bowl champions, ladies and gentlemen, that the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. And as a Raiders fan, I fucking love this, man. I love this so much. I think y'all don't understand. And I'm so happy for the Philadelphia Eagles. I am so happy. So, welcome to the post game show. Welcome to the post game show of the Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. I am your host, Darian, and we're going to talk about this belt to asses that the Kansas City Chiefs got. They got today. They got today. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good to see. Like I said, FKC. That's right. That's right. But it feels so good as a Raiders fan to see it. I'm sorry, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this real quick. Hold up. All right, so I fixed the banner. We're definitely here. We're definitely live. How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight, man? Number one, that's what I want to know. How y'all doing tonight? Because it's good. God is absolutely good, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see Kansas City Chiefs. I said it right. The Kansas City Chiefs win this game, ladies and gentlemen, and it feels good as a Raiders fan to see this happen. It's good for the sport. It is good for the absolute sport. So the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 59, 40-22. But we already knew this game was over Once I seen, once I seen that they could not, you know, they couldn't win the game. They couldn't win the game. When I knew it was out of reach, I was just a happy camper. I was definitely a happy camper when it came to this game here. And I loved it. I loved every little bit of it. I think it was a great football game as far as the Philadelphia Eagles go. They put belt to asses. That's exactly what they did. They put belts to asses, ladies and gentlemen. And people can say what they want. They said Hurts wasn't a QB. Exactly. Hurts is a QB. Once you find the right people, and once you find the right people, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. We need to draft defense first pick. Do you think so, John Rader? I don't know about that, man. I still think we still need a quarterback. Go for if you want to make a Super Bowl run, trade for Myles Garrett if you're a Las Vegas Raiders fan. Trade for Myles Garrett. Instead of getting Mason Graham at the sixth pick. Go if you really want to make a Super Bowl run and beat the Kansas City Chiefs and keep Max Crosby happy. Go get Myles Garrett right now. Go get Myles Garrett. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Go get Myles Garrett. Jalen Milroe will be Hurts 2.0. I guarantee it. I mean, it's going to take a few years, but it really depends on who's in the system. I mean, a lot of people got to say this. You got to give Kellen Moore a shout out. You got to give Kellen Moore a shout out. And I'm going to tell you why you got to give Kellen Moore a shout out. That guy put a textbook of an offense against this defense. I don't even think Jalen Hurts really got sacked one time. For real, for real. I don't think he got sacked one time at all. I'm still getting over a cold. I'm not even supposed to be live right now, and I'm getting over a cold. I'm sweating bullets right now, if y'all don't see. I think Jalen Milroe and Jason Jackson Dart, if we get Justin Fields, Chip Kelly will revive his career. Hey, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. But I want to get into the stats of this game, ladies and gentlemen. I do because it's a dominant Eagles, a dominant Eagles win. And this is how you win championships if you're the Las Vegas Raiders or any team that's in the NFL. This is exactly how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You have to get up on them when it comes to touchdowns, and you got to keep scoring until they're not able to score. Two, you got to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Make him uncomfortable. And that's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles did all night long. Made him comfortable. Made him comfortable at all. Number three, I thought they was going to able to run the football effectively. I thought they was. And they was not able to run the football effectively, but still was able to win this game. Once I've known they gave one-on-one coverage to AJ Brown, they gave one-on-one coverage to Devontae Smith. Saquon Barkley wasn't even a factor. That's the crazy part. He wasn't even a factor in this game. Kellen Moore is about to be a New Orleans Saints head coach. It's sad to see that happen, but one thing about the Philadelphia Eagles, they know how to find coordinators. Shout out to Vic Fangio. You know, he was with the Miami Dolphins for a lot of years. You know, he was the head coach of the Denver Broncos, didn't do well there. And he got a Super Bowl ring. He sure do. But let me just say something real quick about this, right? Because I think a lot of people don't understand this logic, right? And I said this on one of my Facebook pages. Kellen Moore has paid his dues, deserved to be a head coach. Absolutely deserved to be a head coach. Absolutely. But let me just say this because I'm not going to be on here too long. I might make this a little 1 hour live show, post game show talking about the game. Yes, before Jim Harbaugh. Absolutely. But when the Eagles lost to the New England Patriots back in 2005, right? When the Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Patriots in 2005, right? They said, "Oh, they will be back. It might take them some years, but they will be back." And then they came back in 2018. They came back in 2018 and then beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That was kind of like their revenge. Yeah, it took them a long time, but they finally got their revenge. Then you look back 2 years ago when they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl because of a bad call. They shouldn't have called it at all. Jalen Hurts looked at that footage and said that he will be back. He said that he will be back. And look what happened. He went back 2 years later and convincingly beat the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. Convincingly. There's a lot of people that will have to pay. It's a lot of people that will have to play, but you got to give Jeffrey Lurie his credit. He went out and got Cooper DeJean in the draft. He went and got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in the draft. He went out and got Landon Dickerson in the draft. He went out, he found the right people that fit what the Philadelphia Eagles wanted to do. And mind you, imagine if Jason Kelsey didn't retire. Just imagine if Jason Kelsey didn't retire, right? Just imagine that. So the Eagles are repeating, they're getting their revenge on teams that they lost to. Back in 2005, they lost to the Patriots. 2018, they came back and beat the Patriots. 2 years ago, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. And then 2 years later, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I don't know if they're going to get revenge on us all the way back when we beat them in the Super Bowl so long ago. I don't think that's going to happen. But I still feel like they might go want that revenge too. They might go want that revenge too. Somebody take KC shoelaces and belts from them. Facts. Facts. But I want to get into this. I want to get into this box score. That's what I really want to get into. And I think I'm going to share the screen and talk about this box score because this game right here, bro, I don't even know what to say like when it comes to this. Let me see if I could add this here and do this or this. I don't know how I can do this. Or this, no. This, no. All right, I'm not going to even do all that. Cool. I'm just not going to share. Stop the screen share. Screw it. Just screw it at this point. Just screw it. I'm not going to even do it. I'm not going to even do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to even do it. But I am going to talk about this game though. I am going to talk about this game because the Philadelphia Eagles is worthy of this win. They're worthy of this win, and I was cheering like I was an Eagles fan. I was cheering like I was an Eagles fan. Oh my God, I could tell you, I was cheering like an Eagles fan. I loved everything about this. I loved everything about this loss for the Kansas City Chiefs. You know why? Because it feels good to see. It feels good to see. And they did it without Saquon. Right. They did it without Saquon. And this Eagles defense is the best defense in football. There's no argument. It's no argument. But make sure y'all come on in, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the live, tell a friend that we are here talking about this game right now. So let's talk about this game, man. And I gotta get into the stats of this game. I have to. There's no way I'm gonna do this post game live and not be a part of this, right? So let's go straight to this box score. Matter of fact, no, not even a box score. Let's go to the team stats, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the team stats first. So 21 first downs for the Philadelphia Eagles, only 12 for the Kansas City Chiefs. They both had 11 passing first downs. On third down, Kansas City was 3 of 11 on third down efficiency, and they were second ranked in the NFL. Second ranked in the NFL in third down conversions. But it was 3 of 11 of tonight. 3 of 11. But I mean, the Eagles wasn't that great either. They was 3 of 12, but the Eagles just outplayed the Kansas City Chiefs. 70 plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, only 49 for the Kansas City Chiefs. 345 total yards of offense for the Philadelphia Eagles, only 275. Yards per play, even though the Chiefs had 5.6 yards per play, the Eagles still won this game with 4.9 yards per play. They both had 13 total drives, and the rushing, even though the Eagles had 135 yards rushing, but that definitely came more of Jalen Hurts than it was Saquon Barkley. 49 rushing yards for the Kansas City Chiefs between Samaj Piran, Isaiah Pacheco, and Kareem Hunt. That's crazy to me. Completely insane. Red zone attempts. I mean, the Chiefs was only 1 of 1 on red zone attempts. The Eagles was 2 of 3. 7 penalties for the Kansas City Chiefs. 7 penalties for 75 yards. 8 penalties for the Eagles. 59 yards. Kansas City turned the ball over 3 times in this game. 3 times in this game. Eagles only turned the ball once. That was just a bad play by Jalen Hurts that was able to get it done. But 36 minutes and 58 seconds of total time of possession in this game for the Philadelphia Eagles. They controlled the game from the get-go. They scored in every quarter of this game for the Philadelphia Eagles. They scored 7 in the first. They scored 17 in the second. They scored 10 in the third, and they scored 6 in the fourth. The Eagles was the Kansas City Chiefs was only able to score 16 points in the fourth quarter, but they was already out of the game by then. So when it comes to that, the Philadelphia Eagles dominated top to bottom. But let's talk about the box score here. Patrick Mahomes got his ass whipped tonight. Belt to ass for Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he was 21 of 32, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but he got sacked 6 times. Most of them yardage of 250 yards came in the fourth quarter. The first 2 quarters, belt to ass. Yeah, they scored 6 points in the third, but the game was already over. The game was completely over by then. So this is like garbage stats if you want to look at it. It's complete garbage stats. That's what it is. You had Patrick Mahomes lead the team in carries when it comes to rushing. They only rushed the ball. They only carried the ball 11 times out of Patrick Mahomes, Kareem Hunt, Samaj Piran, and Isaiah Pacheco. There's no way that you have a running game with Kareem Hunt that he only gets 3 carries. There's no way Samaj Piran only gets 1 carry. There's no way Isaiah Pacheco gets 3 carries. And you know those guys can run the football effectively. But the Kansas City Chiefs wanted to pass and wanted to pass and wanted to pass. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And the Eagles dominated that. They dominated. Xavier Worthy, he had himself a game with 8 receptions, 157 yards, and 8 targets. Travis Kelce was shut down, 4 receptions for 39 yards. So the Swifties can say whatever they want because he lost. He completely lost. DeAndre Hopkins, you will not win a Super Bowl. You got traded there thinking that, okay, they're going to try to do the cheat code and win the Super Bowl. Nope, that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. Juju Smith-Schuster, nowhere to be found. Hollywood Brown, nowhere to be found. These wide receivers were nowhere to be found at all. So let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles box score here. The revenge Philadelphia Eagles. With Jalen Hurts was 17 of 22, 221 yards, 2 interceptions. 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Only sacked twice. Only sacked twice with 119.7 rating. What's up, Snowman? What's up? Jalen Hurts, 11 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley was not the best game for him. I can say what I can say about the Kansas City Chiefs. They did prepare for Saquon Barkley. They did prepare for it. But he did have 25 carries for 57 yards, only 2.3 yards a carry. But I don't think he cares about his numbers. The fact that he got a Super Bowl coming from being from a terrible New York Giants organization and to come here and to win a Super Bowl in his first year being with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles might be on a dynasty if they can keep this team around. They might be on a dynasty. Kenneth Gainwell had 6 carries for 10 yards. Kenny Pickett only had 3 carries, but that's cool. But Devontae Smith, you see the ball was spread around a lot compared to what the Patrick Mahomes was doing. Devontae Smith, 4 receptions for 69 yards and a touchdown on 5 targets. A.J. Brown, 3 receptions for 43 yards and a touchdowns on 5 targets. Jahan Dotson, 2 receptions for 42 yards on 3 targets. Saquon Barkley had 7 targets with 6 receptions and 40 yards, so he was a part of the passing game. Dallas Goedert, 2 receptions for 27 yards and 2 targets. That was a total of 17 receptions, 221 yards, and 2 touchdowns out of that wide receiver core for the Philadelphia Eagles. While the Kansas City Chiefs had 21 receptions for 257 yards and 3 touchdowns and still lost the game. But this is true belt to asses for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now you gave out the ass whoopings, now you got treated to an ass whooping. It's that simple. But I want to get into this defense because this defense was amazing tonight for the Philadelphia Eagles. They were amazing. Zach Bond, that guy was just a pure pass rusher for the New Orleans Saints. Now, with the Philadelphia Eagles as the starting middle linebacker, and probably one of the top linebackers probably going into free agency, and the Philadelphia Eagles need to go resign him. They need to go resign him. I mean, he has 7 total tackles, 3 solo, and an interception. Josh Sweat. What a game that Josh Sweat had. 6 total tackles with 2 solo, but he had 2.5 sacks against Patrick Mahomes. Owen Burks. Owen Burks was the backup to Nakobe Dean. He was the backup to Nakobe Dean with 5 total tackles and 3 solo. Milton Williams, another guy that they got in the draft. 4 total tackles, 3 solo. 2 sacks for Milton Williams. Cooper DeJean, a hell of a guy that I wanted in the draft for the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the guy I wanted for the Las Vegas Raiders because I knew he was going to be a dog. And he was a dog. He got a pick 6 on his birthday. Quinyon Mitchell, another guy that I wanted in the draft, the Raiders to go get. Another dog. Another dog I wanted the Raiders to go get. And we did not go get him. And he was a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. CJ Gardner-Johnson comes back to the Philadelphia Eagles this year after leaving the Philadelphia Eagles to go to the Detroit Lions. Reed Blankenship, Jordan Davis, Darius Slay. It's so many people that was involved. Brandon Graham, even though Brandon Graham is retired this year, but he played a big part in this win. I'm talking about in this year's draft. I'm not talking about in previous year's draft. I'm just talking about in this year's draft alone. Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell was in our lap, and we did not go get them. We did not go get them at all. Hold on, y'all. I gotta blow my nose because I'm under the weather. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Salute to all. This game reminded me of Carolina versus Denver from the KC aspect. Yep. I'm happy for Jalen Hurts. I'm happy for Jalen Hurts because this man has been through so much turmoil, even out of being from college. It goes that far back with Jalen Hurts, right? It goes that far back. Jalen Hurts was the guy in Alabama. Let's remember that. He was the guy in Alabama. And then the national championship game, he gets benched for Tua Tagovailoa and wins the national championship after, Tua Tagovailoa took his spot. He transferred to Oklahoma. He didn't win anything. He didn't win the national title with Oklahoma, but he been through so many offensive coordinators. He been through so many different coaches in his career. From the Nick Sirianni era, losing Jonathan Gannon, losing what's the Shane Steichen, the guy that's the head coach for the Indianapolis Colts now. I feel good for him. I feel happy for Jalen Hurts. It is well deserving for Jalen Hurts to get this Super Bowl after all he's been through from different coaches, different obstacles that he went through. He did very well tonight. He showed why he could be a Super Bowl champion. But like I said before, man, the Eagles know how to get revenge. They know how to get revenge on teams that they lose to. 2005, they lost to the Patriots. They lost to Tom Brady. 2018, it goes back around. You're going up against Tom Brady again. And they beat Tom Brady. 2 years ago, Jalen Hurts lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. 2 years later, in this Super Bowl 59, the Philadelphia Eagles are back in the Super Bowl and put belts to asses to the Kansas City Chiefs. This was even though the score might look closer than what it was, but this was a total ass whooping. A total ass whooping from the Philadelphia Eagles. But let's talk about something though, because I really want to get that. I really want to get to the haters, right? The haters of the halftime show of Kendrick Lamar putting on a fascinating halftime show. People gonna say that he was all right. People gonna say that he wasn't feeling it. I don't think a lot of people understand the concept of Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. I don't think they understood the concept. I don't understand they understand what he was trying to do there. He had those guys in red, white, and blue for a reason. To try to bring peace to America. He tried to bring peace to America while having blood and Crip colors in there. Let's be real. He had the Bloods and the Crip colors with the red and the blue, and he had the American flag with the white. And then he gave like a little Squid Game type of concept. He's just trying to bring peace and bring hip hop to the Super Bowl because now we don't see any country people or see any people that's in their 80s trying to do hits from 50, 60 years ago. He's People are hating on Kendrick Lamar's performance. I think it was a stellar performance for a hip hop, for a hip hop guy that's on top of the hip hop genre right now. He brought out Serena Williams, the Crip Walk. We all know that backstory with Drake and that. We all know that backstory. But people wanna hate so badly on these guys. It's it with on Kendrick Lamar, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Like, he did his old songs, he brought SZA out, he did his hits. Every song that he did in the halftime performance, he performed to a T. And I cannot wait to Cinco de Mayo on May 5th, where I go see Kendrick Lamar in concert. I cannot wait to see it. But the haters need to stop hating. I think Lil Wayne would have came across better to the masses. It would have, but I'm sorry. Lil Wayne ain't popping right now. Understand that's his hometown, but Lil Wayne, you got to put out some music. You got to be relevant again. Understand what you did back in 2008. Understand what you did back in 2009 in your mixtape era. I get that. But right now, Kendrick is what it is right now. Kendrick is in, Lil Wayne is not. I'm sorry to say, John Rader. So you want Lil Wayne to come and just start spitting stuff from back in 2004, 2005, 2006? No. The kids love Kendrick. You want to go with what's now. And I think that's what the Super Bowl and the NFL is trying to go with. What's now? What have you done for me lately now? Lil Wayne used to be that guy. Lil Wayne used to be one of the great, probably is one of the greatest, respectfully. It's not even because of that. You're bugging, Anthony. You're bugging. I don't know what albums that y'all not listening to. I don't know what albums y'all not listening to. Kendrick's been that guy. He's been that guy. Y'all just catching up. He's been that guy. It goes all the way back to his first album. It goes all the way back to his mixtapes. Kendrick been that guy. Yes, not like us. He said it. He said it in the press conference for the Super Bowl that not like us wasn't supposed to blow up like it was supposed to. It wasn't supposed to blow up like that. He didn't want it to be on the Billboard charts for that song. He didn't want to be. He said it in the press conference. He did not expect Not Like Us to be as big of a track that it was. But Kendrick's been that guy. Let's not say just because of Kendrick, but because of Drake. Kendrick been putting out hits and putting out classic albums for the last 10 to 15 years. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Y'all just catching up to Kendrick. Y'all just catching up. Like, let's be real. Every song that he did tonight was a hit on the billboards. Every song he did tonight was a hit on the Billboard charts. Let's just be real. It was not one song that he actually wrote. I mean, it's not one song that he didn't sing tonight that wasn't on the Billboard charts. I'll wait. Only people why they say that because Lil Wayne fans are hating on Kendrick. And there's a lot of people hating on Kendrick because of the whole Drake thing. Let's be honest with you. That man's been creative for years. A lot of people just catching on because it's not like us. That's why. But if you go back to last year, let's go back to last year, 2 years ago. Let's go back to all of Kendrick's albums since he came out. Even going back to, if y'all know Poetic Justice, Poetic Justice was a classic too. Another song that was a classic. So we're not going to sit here and hate on Kendrick. Kendrick didn't know that Not Like Us was going to be a hit. It was a diss track. It was a diss track. That's what part of hip hop is. Competitive nature. So people want to hate on the halftime performance. I don't care. It was one of the best hip hop performances at the Super Bowl. That's simple. I still think nobody tops Michael Jackson's Super Bowl performance. I still think nobody tops that. But Kendrick performance tonight, if y'all didn't get the concept, y'all need to go rewatch it. As simple as that. But belt to asses for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm so happy as a Raiders fan. I'm so happy as a Raiders fan, and I'm so happy as a football fan. Because I really thought they was going to give this game to the Chiefs. Once we saw that first offensive pass interference on AJ Brown, I'm like, up, here we go again. Here goes the bullshit. That's exactly what I saw. Here goes the bullshit. I thought it was going to be like that. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you this why, Roy. I'm gonna tell you why Michael Jackson's halftime show is probably the best halftime show ever. When he can stand there for 5 minutes and not say a word, not play a beat, not sing a note, and fans just start fainting because they see Michael Jackson. That's impact. I understand you West Coast bias. I get it, Roy. That you're West Coast bias. I can understand a lot of people West Coast bias of it. This was the worst beating that I've seen Patrick Mahomes get. Outside of losing to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. This was number one on Patrick Mahomes' list. This is number one. This is number one on Patrick Mahomes' list. Number one. But like I said, man, I'm not even an Eagles fan. In my city, after all we've been through, after all my city has gone through from that plane crash, all the violence that goes on in my city, and to see these Eagles fans out celebrating after winning the Super Bowl. As a Raiders fan, how can I be mad at the Philadelphia Eagles? I can't be. I can't be mad at the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I'm just hoping one day that my Las Vegas Raiders will get to the Super Bowl and do this again. Fireworks are going off in Philly. It's the same for both games. Chiefs offensive line was bad. The Chiefs offensive line's been bad all year. That's what I'm not understanding how they went 15-2 or 14-2. That offensive line has been suspect all year. All year. Maybe, but I respect your opinion, but my opinion, that's the second. But I gotta say it, man. I gotta say it. I the offensive line's been asked for this whole year. Jawan Taylor has been asked this whole year. He's been terrible. And I don't understand how they was winning games with that offensive line. And the Eagles' defensive line has exposed this offensive line that Patrick Mahomes can get his ass kicked. He's not invincible. Sorry to say, I respect the Philadelphia Eagles so much because they did the right things to get the right players in place, get the right players in the draft, and they put this team together to win multiple Super Bowls. Actually, the Eagles have the number one defense in the league. I'm sorry, but like when you can draft a front seven not even draft a front seven, but go through draft and free agency. This is what I mean for the Las Vegas Raiders, right? You go in the draft and you draft the right people. And you bring in certain veterans that's not outside of their prime, but they still got a lot left in the tank, and you can still bring those younger vets in. This is what I've been talking about for years now as a Las Vegas Raiders fan. This is what I've been saying. All those nail biters, all those close games finally bit them in the ass tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs. It bit them in the ass. It bit him in the ass really badly. He got a dog bite to the ass like Pops on Friday. The Eagles dominated from top to bottom. They dominated the line of scrimmage from the offensive line to the defensive line. Yes, Saquon Barkley did get 100 and something yards rushing. They didn't need him to do that. That's where you got Jalen Hurts to do that. Oh, you're going to shut down Saquon Barkley? Okay, I'm going to run the ball as a quarterback and show y'all that I can still run the ball. And people were so highly on this Kansas City Chiefs defense. They were so highly of them. Oh, how great Chris Jones in his front four is. But nobody talked about how great that Philadelphia Eagles front four was with the veteran Brandon Graham and Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Josh Sweat and Burks and Milton Williams. The rotation was just so good for the Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody wanted to talk about them. The Kansas City Chiefs this, the Kansas City Chiefs that. Oh, 3P, this and this and that. Man, like I said to all my coworkers at my job, I said it at my job. I want y'all to change the narrative. And that's like they changed the narrative in a convincing fashion. Listen, Anthony, you can say whatever you want. Barkley was the reason why they got them to the Super Bowl, but he wasn't even a factor in the game that they actually won the Super Bowl. So that shows you that you just doesn't need Barkley. Like you just don't need Barkley to win football games in the NFL. They did it without Barkley. Barkley had 25 carries a night, and he barely got 60 yards on the ground. And they still won the game. Jalen Hurts threw the ball efficiently. He had 119.7 passer rating. He threw for 221 yards. He did have 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the interception was bad. It was definitely bad. But I loved the win. It was a convincing win, and it was a deserving win for the Philadelphia Eagles. People can say what you want. The Eagles are the team to beat in the NFL. They're the team to beat. If you don't like it, oh well. Because right now, as a Las Vegas Raiders fan, I don't know how we're going to look next year, playing them next year in Lincoln Financial Field. I don't know how we're going to look. The garbage time, I don't count. The garbage time, I definitely don't count for that. Just a fact up to 30 points, and he doesn't need 100 yards. Facts. Didn't need 100 yards. It was up 30 to what? 30 to 6. It didn't need 100 yards rushing to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Jalen Hurts know how to win big games. We seen it in college. Yes, he got benched for Tua Tagovailoa, but we see him do big games at Oklahoma as well. We see him win big games before he got benched by Tua Tagovailoa. We seen it. And I'm looking at the news right now and how the Philly fans are just like they deserve it, man. They really deserve this win. They deserved it. They got their clap back. When it comes to revenge games, they know how to win revenge games. I don't know how you think they're going to be, but the real champions come back from this, will they? If the only thing is about the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Now we got to look to the offseason and what they're going to do with their players that's on the expiring contracts. Like, you gotta bring Bond back. You gotta bring that guy back. There's no way you let Zach Bond walk out of Philadelphia. If you need a middle linebacker, you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you do not let Zach Bond walk out the door. You just don't. You don't let CJ Gardner-Johnson walk out the door. You just don't. They got some young guys on that defense. I think Jalen Carter is still on a rookie contract. Quinyon Mitchell is on a rookie contract. Cooper DeJean is on a rookie contract. Darius Slay, we don't know what's going to happen with Darius Slay because he's a veteran. We know that. We don't know what's going to happen with Maddox. We don't know what's going to happen with Blankenship. I think Slay said he wanted to retire. But I think Slay said that he wanted to retire, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony. I'm straight happy. I got to meet Jacoby and Jack Jones, and the Chiefs lost. Can't ask for more. You can't ask for more than that. You can't ask for more than that, bro. You just can't. But stats wise, it was just dominant from top to bottom. And I know Andy Reid's probably pissed. Like the 2 times that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I wasn't a part of it. Like Doug Peterson won it, and then now Nick Sirianni won. All those years Andy Reid was in Philadelphia and he couldn't get over the hump. He won all his championships in Kansas City. Yeah, he got 5 NFC championships, but he could not win the big one until he left Philadelphia. But Philadelphia won 2 without you too, Andy Reid. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. But I think we needed this for football. We did not need the Kansas City Chiefs 3-peating and making history. The Philadelphia Eagles dominated and they changed the narrative. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. They changed the narrative. They did what needed to be done. And I prayed that the Eagles would dominate the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I wanted them to dominate. I wanted the Chiefs to be destroyed. And that's exactly what happened. They destroyed them. They demolished them. They put the foot in their asses. Oh, this feels good. Oh, this feels good. I feel like an Eagles fan right now. Football needed this. Football needed this relief of trying to have Patrick Mahomes be the first quarterback to do a 3P. And do we put Patrick Mahomes still in the GOAT conversation? Do we still put him in is he greater than Tom Brady conversation? Because I don't think so. You don't. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls and lost 3 of them? I'm not putting Tom Brady up. I'm not putting Patrick Mahomes up there with Tom Brady just yet. I might have would have did it if he would have won today. If he would have won a Super Bowl and beat the Philadelphia Eagles, I probably would. Brady lost 3 of them. He lost 3 Super Bowls. But do we put Patrick Mahomes in the same conversation as Tom Brady? We don't. We don't. Do we put the Kansas City Chiefs as one of the top teams of all time? No. No. Mahomes lost 2 of them, so what? I'm sorry. Until you able to win more Super Bowls than Tom Brady, you can't tell me nothing. Tom Brady will always be the GOAT until you outdo him. And right now, Patrick Mahomes is not outdoing him. So why would I put Patrick Mahomes in a GOAT conversation where he's nowhere near 7 Super Bowls like Tom Brady? Well, I did have at one point I had Montana first until Tom Brady surpassed Montana in Super Bowl wins. That's just me. Brady's the GOAT. But do we put him neck and neck? Do we put Patrick Mahomes neck and neck with Tom Brady? We don't. Not just yet. Not just yet. I'm not saying, Jalen Hurts over Patrick Mahomes. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But one thing I can say that Jalen Hurts has a win over Patrick Mahomes. There's only 2 quarterbacks that have wins over Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and that's Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. And it feels good to see that. I have to wait until Patrick retired. It doesn't matter. If Patrick Mahomes don't win at least 6 Super Bowls, you cannot put him in a conversation with Tom Brady. You just can't. Huge congrats to Jalen Hurts. He's finally a Super Bowl quarterback. Deservedly so. Deservedly so. But I'm not waiting until Patrick Mahomes retires because they was going to try to put him in that GOAT status while he was still playing. They was going to try to put him in that GOAT status if he would have won tonight. I don't like the Chiefs because I never liked the Chiefs. I never liked the Chiefs. No matter if they were winning or losing. I never liked the Chiefs. I think they had the most ugliest uniforms in football. I think they had the most arrogant fans in football. Always did. Even back in the day, I hated them. And for me to see, as a Raiders fan, to get the ass whooped tonight, loving it. Loving it. And Arku, you right now, you should be a pissed off Cowboys fan that the Eagles is a Super Bowl champion. They in your division. But I'm telling you right now, y'all, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go because I still gotta go to work in the morning. I still gotta get myself prepared to get up early in the morning and go to work. But I'm gonna say this though: was the Chiefs exposed? Was they just winning those games because they had help from the refs? Can we be completely honest about that? Hmm? Can we be completely real about that? They didn't get no help from the refs tonight. It was pure domination. The refs called a clean game. Rumors that Taylor Swift break up with Kelsey because he and the Chiefs suck. Well, hey, that is what it is. That is what it is. That's fine with me. He should be mad at Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn did more outside of being with the Cowboys. That's a fact. That's a fact. But can we say that the Chiefs are exposed? That they're very beatable after this Super Bowl? They are very beatable. If you just take this formula that the Philadelphia Eagles did tonight and take this formula, the Chiefs are exposed. They are very beatable. And it's a lot of games it was a lot of games this year that the Chiefs should have lost. It's a lot of games in the regular season that the Chiefs should have lost. I think the Texans should have beat them in the playoffs without those two bad penalty calls. They just didn't want the Texans to move on and win a playoff game. I think Josh Allen could have went to the Super Bowl if they would have called that first down when Josh Allen did get the first down. But the Eagles came in here was like, we're not going to let this. Can the Eagles repeat? That's a good question. I think they can repeat because a lot of people are not on big contracts with this Philadelphia Eagles team. A lot of these contracts are rookie contracts. And they on there for the next 3 to 4 years under these rookie contracts. Now you just gotta see what your veterans going to do. Now, like I said before, and I don't know, I'm gonna reiterate it, but Zach Bond needs to be re-signed to the Philadelphia Eagles. CJ Gardner Johnson needs to be re-signed to the Philadelphia Eagles. They got some free agents that they probably need to definitely re-sign. But it's a possibility. It's not hard. It's not easy to repeat in the NFL. It's very hard because now you was hunting to win that championship, and now you're about to be hunted for people to come after your championship after you just won it. So now you're being hunted instead of being a hunter, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know the combine is in 2 weeks, but I'll never do the combine. I never do the combine because the combine is on my birthday weekend. I never do the combine because that's my birthday weekend. Yeah, the Chiefs didn't deserve the Super Bowl because the Bills choked. I don't think the Bills choked. I think the refs gave that game to the Chiefs. The refs gave that game to the Chiefs to put them in the Super Bowl. But hey, I digress. But I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I wanted to give y'all my quick post game live of this game and to see, the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl after the plane crash that happened in the Northeast. After all the stuff that's been going on in the city of Philadelphia, I can't be more happy for my city. I cannot be happy for my city. Already did the A-Rod versus going to the not. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I think the Raiders need to change that narrative that we don't need old ass quarterbacks to save our franchise. And I think Tom Brady knows that. Tom Brady knows, and he's gonna be smart enough to not go get Aaron Rodgers. Like, I don't want Russell Wilson, but I'd rather go get Russell Wilson before I get Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do that. F the Chiefs, that's all prayers to everyone. Facts. Facts. And Philadelphia is on a tear right now, especially downtown Philadelphia. Broad Street is lit right now, y'all. And just to say happy birthday to Saquon Barkley and Cooper DeJean as they win Super Bowls on their birthday. They win Super Bowls on their birthday. This will be one of the most memorable moments for them, especially Cooper DeJean getting the pick 6 in the Super Bowl and he getting it on his birthday. I don't think you can have it any better than that. But congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles as they won the Super Bowl 59, winning it 40-22, which it was more of a dominance all the way around. It's more of a dominance all the way around. But I thank y'all for tuning in to my post game live. I didn't want to be on here too long. I still got to get up at 4:45 in the morning, and get ready for work. I still got a job I got to go do after I do this. But I thank y'all so much for being here for the post game live. And the Philadelphia Eagles going to celebrate all night long. For the people that took off for Monday, enjoy yourself. Please be safe out there. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, please be safe out there. For the Kansas City Chiefs fan, F y'all. F y'all. Because y'all know Super Bowl champions and no three-peat. I told them to change the narrative. And the Eagles did. They changed the narrative. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, I'm not going to get wasted. I can't drink no more, so I can't get wasted. But, it feels great to see the Kansas City Chiefs get the mud stomped in their ass. Woo! But make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to both of my channels. I am live on the Sports Wire and I am live on Sports Talk with Darian. Make sure y'all go check out both of those channels and subscribe to both of those channels. And I will see y'all in the next live stream or in the next video. Peace, love, and blessings. I'm out of here, and the Eagles are Super Bowl 59 champions, beating the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. Peace out. I love y'all, and have a great night.